Morning, I'm from Myanmar. Lim Nadzrin and call. My name is Lim Vainap. So I will present about introduction. Our topic is distribution of intestate estate for non-Muslim. I will talk about background and statement of problem. So we will refer to Distribution Act 1958 because this is the governing law for our topic. And also we hope we can increase the understanding of awareness regarding this topic for our respondent. So for justification, our justification is to understand the concept of distribution of the estate and know where to bring the deceased property and know how to distribute the property. For your knowledge, Civil High Court District Land Administrator and the Amanah Raya Berhad is the bodies responsible to handling the wills and probate matters. So for objective, we have three objectives. First one is inspect the principle of law in the distribution of non-Muslim intestate estate, which is for our probate subject. Explain the application of the ADR in the distribution of the non-Muslim intestate estate for our ADR subject, and to deliver the philosophy, theories, teachings of justice about the legal principle of the distribution of the non-Muslim intestate estate. This is for our jurist subject. So we use face-to-face interview questionnaire. For our questionnaire, we have two parts. The first part is about the particulars of students. The second part is the close-ended questions. So for proposed program and agenda, we use brochure and a brief explanation in our brochure. This is to give knowledge to Muslim and non-Muslim. We did this in the foyer of UUM library with the period of 3 hours with the question and answers section also. So for financial implication, our expected cost is 75 ringgit and target 30% respondent, and we prepare refreshment for each respondent, and this is non-profit program. So this is to let the respondent to have a clear and better understanding and increase awareness, and also understand the consequence of not having the distribution, so they can apply the knowledge in their life. So I will pass to my next.
My name is Anissa Hisham. Now I'll be explaining about on section stage 2, which is the outcome from the survey. For collecting the data, our group's aim is to investigate the awareness among students at the UM library on the topic of non-Muslim estates. There are two methods that we use. One is interviewed with few students, and another one is investigation by distributing questionnaire forms to 20 students and online questionnaire to 10 students at the UM library. Next, the outcome from the survey. There are 3 sections, which is personal data of the respondents. Section 2, result of the questionnaire given to the students, and Section 3, questionnaire and some pictures of the group members conducting the questionnaire session. Okay, Section 1, as we can see here, religions not Muslim are less compared to non-Muslim, while college, there are more from Colgis, while Charles and COB are not far behind. And then the gender, we can see more from the female compared to male, and the age, 80% of them are between 18 to 22, while year, you can see here. Okay, section 2, I only focus to 3 questions, which is have you heard about non-Muslim estate? Okay, majority of them voted no, while few of them voted yes. Next question is, do you know any bodies that handle the distribution of the non-Muslim estate? And around 19 of the respondents voted for no, while 7 of them voted for yes. And then the next one is, do you know that dispute arising from the distribution of non-Muslim estate can be settled way of alternative dispute resolutions? And majority of them voted yes, while another voted no. The next one is, do you know the relation between the legitimacy of the children and distribution of the non-Muslim interstate estates? Majority of them, which is 66.7 voted yes. The other vote only 33 students who do not have understanding of the relation between those two related issues. So from the question I provided just now, it focused on jurisprudence, probate, and alternative dispute resolutions. Now moving on to section 3. These are pictures of the interviews. This one is when we conduct our interviews at the
So
library.
hi, my name is Nadzrin. So now I'm going to explain about our preparation to our service training. So first, we did a discussion about the place to conduct our service training. So after our discussion, we have decided to do at library. So we have divided the task and we have prepared for the correspondent to be given to the library staff to get permission to do our service training at the library. Second, we have prepared 3 things to assist our service training. We have prepared poster, flowchart, and brochure. First, let's look at the poster. So the information that we had in the poster is the topic of service training, our main agenda, our firm logo, the firm email, and also the firm address. So the role of the poster is as a visual guide to our correspondent as explained in brief our agenda as well as our topic for the free legal consultation. So we have exhibit the poster, our poster behind our booth, which set up at the foyer library to create something that will be eye-catching. Second thing that we have prepared in our survey is our flowchart. So from our survey, most of our respondent is not a law student, so it is difficult for them to understand what we're trying to explain to them. That is why we choose flowchart. So the main purpose of flowchart is to show the sequence of the content that we are going to present in summary form. What will happen to your property that had been simplified in layman term. And the last one is brochure. So the content for our brochure is quite the same with our poster. It will include topic of our service training, the firm logo, the firm address, the firm email, the telephone number, as well as the main agenda of our service training project. So the aim of our service, we also include the aim of the service training, which is to investigate the awareness among the student at the UM library on the topic of the non-Muslim interstate estate distribution. We also prepare some question and answer inside in our brochure in order to let our respondent have a basic understanding with regard to the topic of our service training project.
My name is Atia Alfat binti Alias. I will be explaining on stage 4, action by opening booth, talk and poster. So the first one is scenario during the service training. On that day, we went around the area of foyer library UM to adapt with the situation. So our senior partners, Zairul and also Lim Wailab, they created a live situation and acting as a layman. The purpose of having this scenario during the service learning is actually to relieve the tension at the venue and also to create a comfortable environment to have a sharing session of knowledge of our topic regarding the distribution of non-Muslim interstate estate. And then even though our topic is on the non-Muslim, but our target of audience is both Muslims and non-Muslims. The common question being asked by participants is they were actually confused on the meaning of interstate estate. Some of them asked us whether the interstate estate is actually by land estate, and then they are also not exposed of what is actually a will. A will is actually a will contains wishes of the person who died, and then when a person dies without making a will means there will be interstate estate. And also some of the audience didn't know regarding the alternative dispute resolution. So we explained to them about the outside of court method by way of negotiation for this topic. Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Sudah Humaira, and now I'll be explaining about the personal consultation, the flow of the personal consultation. So the first one, we give brief information about what is intestate estate, and then we give them the brochure. Next, we give them a flowchart and explain about the distribution of the non-Muslim intestate estate. And the third stage, we explain on how to get the letter of administration. So the fourth stage, we explain about the alternative dispute resolution, and then we receive questions from the respondents. And the last one, we play Kahoot game and give prize to all the respondents. So for the question and answer section, the respondents are allowed to ask question at any time. However, at the end of our explanation, we give the respondent chance to ask whatever question you want to ask. And lastly, we play Kahoot game, where we prepare a question for the respondent in order to test their level of understanding after our explanation. So this is some few examples of the Kahoot games question. So the first one is, what is intestate estate? So the result from this question is that most respondents know about the basic things about the distribution of the non-Muslim intestate estate. Even though some of our respondent is a Muslim, they still show their interest in hearing our explanation. Next question is, if a person dies without leaving any family members, the government will have the rights to take his property. So the result of this question is that most of our respondents are able to answer this question easily. However, some of them still cannot find the right answer to this question. This shows that they are lack of interest in knowing about this matter. And the last question is, dispute arise in situation of non-Muslim intestate estate cannot be settled outside the court. So the result for this question, almost all of the respondents can answer this question with the right answer, and this shows that the respondents are interested in knowing how a dispute can be settled without the need to go to the court. Next is about the feedback form. So the number of participants according to this semester was there are 16 people from the 7th semester, while 6 students from the 5th semester, and 4 students from the 1st semester as well as the 3rd semester. While for the number of participants is according to the race, for the Malay is majority, and the second one is Chinese, and there's only 2 person from India. And last one is the number of participants according to college. So the majority is from Colgis, and the second one is from COB, and there's only 2 person from CS.
This is our feedback form. On the feedback form, you can see that there are 3 sections where they can choose whether they agree, neutral, or disagree with our sharing session. The first question is, how far do you think of our explanation on distribution of the non-Muslim intestate estate? As you can see, 93% of the students understand regarding the topic, while 7% of them were having a neutral understanding. Next is the second question is, after our sharing session, do you think that you are able to differentiate what is testate and intestate? Based on the diagram, most of the students understand on what are we trying to explain to them, while 3% of them did not understand where they choose the disagreed choice. The third question is, do you know the intestate of non-Muslim who dies intestate will be distributed in accordance with the Distribution Act 1958? I would say it is a rather confusing question because as you can see from the diagram, 80% of them choose to say that they agreed, that they know what is the Distribution Act, and then only 20% of them were having a fair understanding regarding the Distribution Act that we were trying to explain. And then the next question is whether they know that there is ADR to solve the dispute of will. From this question,
76% of the participants actually agreed that they understand regarding the method to solve the issue outside the court process, while 19% of them were rather confused regarding the ADR, and 5% disagreed that they understand on the alternative dispute resolution to solve the dispute of will. For the last question is, we want to know their feedback. So we ask them, how much do you find the knowledge sharing session useful? So you can see we get a very good feedback from the students, where 97% of them agreed that they understand our sharing session. So these are some comments from the audience. As you can see, the comments here says that it is very beneficial and information gain. And the next comment is very good explanation and easy to understand.
As a conclusion, we think that this is a great platform for law students to develop academic knowledge and also social skills. Besides, we have been given a chance to give good and valuable experience started from the preparation stage until the day of service learning. The main objective of our service learning is to increase knowledge and understanding regarding our topic, which is the distribution of non-Muslim intestate estate, to our respondents. We also done a survey to know level of awareness and also to get feedback from our respondents as well. Besides, we also hope to give new knowledge and also basic principles regarding our topic, since our time is limited. Apart from that, we also felt grateful for this opportunity with our group mates, teamwork and also cooperation by each of the members. Then, this is also a good medium to educate society and give new practical experience to our law students. Finally, this valuable experience can be used in our future. Thank you so much.